What?
Welcome to Damn the Cat podcast with Dr. Sand.
And your boy Snap, we in the building. Happy holidays to everybody out there.
Yeah.
Yes, I haven't seen you since almost after Thanksgiving.
A month or Sunday.
A month or so, but I'm glad you're here. Glad you returned.
Thank you. I had to be back. I had to come back and see.
I missed you. You had me sweating, had me hurting. You know what I mean?
Too.
But happy holidays to everybody out there. We were entering the old year and about to enter the new. As we said, the most important times right now, November, December, is when we stress because everybody's going through things, whether it's holidays, personal bills, and all that stuff. So make sure you stay away from places, and things that's going to erupt you because we want you to see the new year so you can look back and say, this is what I did last year. So you can feel like you accomplished something when you have to. Guess what I did last year? Hey, that's right. So make sure you live these months so you can have a great new year. Yes. Today's a special show. I have an OG in the building. And when I say OG, man, OG. You know what I mean? He's hailed in the streets of Atlanta. We're going to say Zone 6.
Hey, that's my
You know what I mean? Out here in Columbus, Ohio. Yeah. Like I said, he did stuff with Big Mike, Willie D from the Ghetto Boys. Hey, my man OG Sweetz was popping, champ.
What's up, family? First of all, thank you guys for having me. I'm honored, and I really appreciate it.
Oh, man, we welcome that. We all woke up today and that you took the time. Are you busy schedule? Come fuck with Damn the Cat podcast, baby.
There you go.
You know what I mean? So everybody wants to know, they're going to ask, who is OG Sweetz?
First of all, OG Sweetz is a man, a husband, a father, someone that has integrity and morals that I stand by.
Strong.
Very strong.
Strong. Hear it in the voice. Hear that? Ooh, gave me the chills.
That's strength.
So tell the people who don't know who OG Sweetz is, tell them a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a guy that's been in the music industry for over 38 years. I've started out with Carlos Glover and over at Curtis Mayfield studio. I've worked with Gene Carn, some of the biggest names here in Atlanta, old school musicians that taught me the game. And I believe that's why I'm still in the game now, because I had mentors like them to teach me so I wouldn't fall for the okey doke.
Yeah, there's a lot of mirages out there.
Yeah.
So how, knowing what you know from the OGs, and you're an OG yourself, how do you bring all of that knowledge to the current kids or artists today?
Well, all I can do is bring it. If they don't receive it, like Jesus said, just dust the sand off your feet and walk away. All I can do is put it there. You take it, you take it. If you don't, you don't. And that's what I go by. I'm not going to stress over you not getting what I've already been through. And I've been down that road and telling you what's around the corner, but you don't want to believe me. Okay, young man, young woman, go ahead. Find out for yourself.
Do you find it hard of artists from the older days to the now? I'm going to say hard-headed, but are they listening? You find some of them more listening or more, I know what I'm doing. You know how you got kids of your own?
Well, you got to look at this. It's a different age.
Yeah.
Okay? Because the way when we came up, we was recording on 2-inch tapes. True. I've seen these kids can record an album on their phone now.
Yeah.
So it's a total different time because back then we had to move a certain way. Right now, these kids can move any way they want to move.
I see that.
Okay? So it's totally different. Totally different in times.
You have to respect that a little.
Yes.
Because they're trying to do it their own way, but the principles from the old way still apply, but they don't realize it.
They don't realize it at all.
You think is it hurting the game, or is it just a time of adjustment and we have to accept it to get it back to where, to the older ways where we always in it for together? I think to me, music now is we're doing it separately and not combining with each other.
I could say yes, it's hurting the game. But it's not just in the hand of the artist because there's some powers that be that play a bigger role than the artists do. We can walk around and say, yeah, I'm an independent artist. But are you really? Because we have to deal with these streaming services. And as we know, a lot of the labels got their hands in those streaming services. So are you really independent?
So it's like the artists now are doing, well, not the artists, the production or the people who have it, they're doing less work now.
Yeah, a lot of less work. Right. Back in the day, we used to have what they call artist development.
Remember that.
Before you even sign, when you sign with a label, the first thing you do is artist development. They teach you how to be an artist. Okay. Nowadays, no, the labels want you to come already with the following. You've already dropped money in your project. They want to see you already have that buzz. And labels, all they do now, once you got that buzz, okay, we're going to jump on the bandwagon, shoot you some dollars, and push you a little farther.
Mm.
So
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
So how do we get them to understand that artist development is still a necessity and push that towards them? You know, even though they're trying to do things their way, how do you find that balance of saying, hey, you know, you can get some of these tips and they either get it or they don't, but how do you, you know, really hone in on, hey, you know, you're doing good, you know, you're doing well, you're doing numbers, you have a following, but you can increase by doing this.
Shut up, I don't want to hear that shit.
See?
That's what you're going to get. Because they feel, because they got a song popping or whatever, they're already developed. Mm-hmm. They're being themselves. This is how they're bringing it. Or, no, I'm not going to say they're being themselves. They're being what the industry told them they should be.
Gotcha.
Instead of being themselves. You know, you got a lot of artists out there talking about drugs, killing, and all that, and don't do none of that.
It's like that's the main thing nowadays. You know, we grew up in the era of when hip hop was coming along, mm-hmm. and you know back then it wasn't really talking about, you know, the violence from the NWAs to the Public Enemies. There was more of the mainstream. You feel me? Well, a little underground, but a little bit mainstream. When you have artists that was coming out like, you know, the Run DMCs and stuff, there was more of the mainstream because it was so, you know, Walk This Way, stuff like that. But now it's switching to where the violent music is more mainstream and the smart music from the Most Def's to Common, all that stuff is really the underground now.
Yeah.
Do you sense that, or is it just me?
No, and that's a great analogy. You're right on. Okay. When you're speaking of the KR1s, KRS1s,
Poor Righteous Teachers and stuff like
teachers, that. Mm-hmm. Okay. When you said it was underground, yeah, that was a time when it was a movement.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It was waking people
X-Clan,
up.
Yes.
You know, mm-hmm. without radio play.
Yes.
And like I say, the powers that be, oh no, we can't have this.
Because it's making sense.
And then what happened? They introduced gangster rap.
Yeah. Because it was more hip hop. Mm-hmm. It was more rap and hip hop.
Right.
If you was a rapper, you was a LL Cool J.
Yes.
If you was hip hop, you was an X-Clan. Mm-hmm. You was the Poor Righteous Teachers, mm-hmm. the Brand Nubians, the ones who made sense.
Right.
But now, like you said, then they switched it. Now we have to find something else. Then, like you said, it turned to gangster rap, mm-hmm. Or you know, the sex rap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now it's murder. Now it's murder music. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? So they moved the gangster rap to murder music, and thug life music.
Let's take it a little farther. Even today, look what they're promoting to our young ladies. Look at the female artists.
They all sound alike. They all look alike, and they all talk about the same thing: fucking, sucking, take your man, bitch. I got your bread. You know what I mean? And it's
staying paid.
And when we grew up, you know, we had the era of Little Kim, Mona, Latifah, mm-hmm. Foxy Brown. We could just name women that they all had their different, unique styles. So we first heard, oh, I know what that is.
Eve.
MC you feel what I'm saying? MC Light. They was talking about this is what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. But it seems like nowadays these young ladies, not taking away from your talent, are all talking about and doing the same thing.
Well, 90% of them don't write their lyrics.
They don't even sound like they writing them.
Okay. And think about this. If you're a female and I'm writing for you, I can only write from a man's point of view. I can't write from a female's point of view. I can only write songs for you telling you what a man feels or what he thinks. And how is that affecting our young women? See, this is why I'm that outcast.
They want to hear the truth. They want to hear. I think the lies are selling.
I got more years behind me than I do ahead of me.
Mm. Yeah.
So the years that I do have left,
Making it make sense.
I'm gonna make it make sense, brother.
So how do we change the narrative?
When you say we,
like the consumer, because that's essentially who's buying the music is the consumer. So if we want more love or conscious rap or something like that, how do we lift our voice to say, hey, we want more of this? How do we support somebody who is doing what we are looking towards, but they're not getting the help that they need?
Okay.
What do we need to do to push them more forward?
okay. First things first. In today, we're not selling music. We're giving it away. Back in the day, you had like I said, when I came up in the era, I've put out records, I put out CDs, where you could go to the record store and pick up a record. You might not even know the artist,
Facts.
but you will buy it because you like the album, the art cover on it.
Yeah.
You're able
Or
to
the
flip,
posters. Remember the posters we had back
or
in the day?
flip over and see who was the producer, who was the writer.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you don't know none of that.
That's true. I know back
Okay.
in the days we used to stand at the record store and just wait for the record to come
Yeah.
out. When you see it, you open it up, and sometimes they had the lyrics on there,
Yeah.
and you read the lyrics before you even heard the tape.
And some
Wow.
of them just come with a blank cover, and all you see is the emblem. Remember Sugar Hill Gang?
Yeah.
It was just the emblem there,
Yeah.
the name of the song, and the artist. But to get back to your question, how can we take it back? That's a question I ask myself every day.
Do you think that we can, artists like Jay-Z, Puffy, Dr. Dre, all these high power can get their own label or own distribution and just take it, the leaders that has the bread to be billionaires, trillionaires, and take over give back our music. You think that can happen?
Hell
Like-
no.
Why?
No, bro.
They out here getting the rappers out of jail. They out here giving, helping out everybody else, but not helping out the community in that way.
Have you ever noticed or known of any rich celebrity that really ever gave back to the community? Now, they can support other organizations and things like that, but they can't use their money to support their own. Why is that?
I could say Jay in a way. I know he does multiple things. He built not even just the Book of Hove, but community centers and stuff in Brooklyn. Me being the residents of that area, so I know that couple athletes. But when it comes to, I don't know what Puff does. Puff parties so much, and I don't know what Dre does because he's so secret with his life.
Right.
But at least I know where I reside as Jay does, and that's why I say I know we already know he got football owners and stuff where he can. Come on, man. Let's take back. He has the power.
Okay. Okay.
Kenny.
So why hasn't it been done?
That's why I don't know. You're in the business. I don't know
Come on,
exactly.
come on. Pull the veil down. Take off your blindfold. Why hasn't it been done?
Because they're being supported by the main.
By them. It makes. Trust me, I see it, know it, but I'm pretty sure I'm asking questions that everybody else want to ask a question.
And I'm not one to watch another man's pocket.
Never that.
Okay? So you make your money, you do what you want to do with it. I'm not, who am I to tell you, well, you need to be doing this with your finance? No. All I can control is what I do.
Facts.
And let that be an example. And if it's an example, if I can help one or two people, so be it. At least I know when I go home and lay my head down, I can sleep in peace. Because I know I ain't screwed over nobody.
And that feels so great, as we was young, I always say we was raised right but taught wrong, because we was taught to go outside and fight.
Right.
Whether we was drug dealing, whether we was stealing, whether we was even working, it just feel better when you can go to sleep now. Don't have to look over your shoulder.
You don't have to look over your shoulder.
Or you see a police car behind you, and
You
you
know
all
you're straight.
shaking and scared.
You know you're
now look
straight.
at him like, pull me over.
Yeah.
I wish you would pull me. I'm ready to give you. You feel what I'm saying? It just feels so much
But
better.
to keep it real like I always do, this shit's bigger than us, man.
Yeah.
It's bigger than us. I ask myself every day, how can we take our music back? And I still ain't came up with an answer.
When you felt like, when was the change?
when this streaming stuff came along. You know, as of now, only way artists today can really make money is by doing shows or having some type of merch. That's it. I was reading an article the other day. Snoop was saying, I forget how many millions or billions of streams that he had and only made $47,000.
It was something like 14 million.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah.
And only made, come on, the math ain't mathing, bro.
No, but to me, I felt like, and I'm be 100 and I'm pushing down the door and putting up pressure. It's easy for the Snoops, the T.I.s, those who, I mean, even say Nori and guys like that, for them because they started in hip hop. So they already have a following.
They have a following.
So
correct.
it's good for them when they feel like they're not getting that music money to find another hustle. Then they come into the podcast business and just talk their stuff and just take over. You feel what I'm saying? So it's a different, I speak on that, never hating. But for those who are starting from the grind and finding their way in the podcast and business, everybody wants to do it now, but you're only going to get that particular hits and likes now is because of who you are.
Yeah.
And it just hurts for the ones who's like us starting from the ground.
And that's the same way with artists. The exact same. You got to build your following. You got to make your name for yourself.
Correct.
You don't have that label putting X amount of dollars behind you to push you and promote you. You know, when I was in the game, they had people that take your record to the radio station.
Yeah.
You know, had DJ pools where you still had to work. You had to get out there. But there were avenues. You could be able to call somebody up at BMI if you got a problem and talk to them on the phone. These streaming services, you got to issue, everything is email.
Yeah.
You don't talk to nobody except through a damn computer. So these kids nowadays don't know how to deal with the relationship as far as communication to one another. Yeah, it's easy to be a gangster on the internet.
Twitter fingers.
But
But then when
come
you
out,
face each other,
oof.
that's why it's so quick. You want to pull guns because you don't know how to communicate. You don't know how to talk your problems out.
Yeah.
Okay?
You know, it's funny because we grew up in an era where something happened in the neighborhood, something happened in schools, brother, dad, whatever. Come on, go up to that dude. You're gonna whoop him.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And if you don't whoop him, I'm gonna whoop you.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Nowadays, you got a problem with him? All right, deal with it.
But then we ask ourselves too, as we've got older, was that the right thing for our parents to do?
No.
That's why I always say, we was raised right.
Yeah.
We were just taught wrong.
Taught wrong.
We were just taught wrong. So it's for us to go back and not even just rewrite, but just revamp on. You was raised right by loving doing stuff, but you were just raised in the wrong era.
Well,
the parents didn't know how to.
Because that's the way they were raised.
Your parents was in the supposed to be in the house, or now we've learned on how to be men and women. Most of us in the 80s, out in the streets,
right?
Because our parents at that time were young, working. Because the parents behind it in the 70s and 60s was working.
Yeah,
wasn't really no hustling back then. Everybody
we were latchkey kids. We had to
exactly
around our
stay off
neck
the
and go home.
stoop and ride the bike on that across the block. But once you get off that stoop and you cross that street, you're learning on what they're doing.
Yeah.
And oh shoot, we're learning. I'd rather go outside than stay in the house.
Of course.
So how you gonna learn how to be a man? From Jose across the street, and that's Spanish.
Yeah, remember when you say you want a whooping or do you want to be on punishment? Give me a whooping.
Give me a whooping.
So I can go back outside.
We want to go outside to learn on how to be someone. And Jose, their ethnic or their background was different. Then you got Ramel, he's Jamaican. So you just learn on how to
different cultures,
cultures amongst each other instead of learning on different cultures on what this person think about the Jamaicans. This person, you know what I mean? It's just so hard.
Because you find out what is disrespectful to another culture, what they will allow, disallow, and vice versa. The same with your culture, they learn. But there's no communication.
Yeah.
That's been taken away, bro.
And I think that's why I love doing podcasts, because it's more of just being a voice. When certain people grew up and he does make sense.
Right.
I don't know how how you're being raised.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even gonna say raised because if you're a single parent out here, I'm not calling it raising children. To me, you better learn how to train your children. Because nowadays you need to train them.
You have to.
They got to be in position in case something happens outside the streets that you're not there, that they are there. I think that's why a lot of police officers we got kills because they're going back when they're in the position of they go back to their training. You feel what I'm saying? But we're looking at you did it because he's black. You did it black.
It goes deeper than that.
Yeah, it does. But that's why I said just slide that. But we have to teach our kids what is going to happen once you get off that stoop and hit that real world.
Now, that is so true. But can a mother teach a boy that?
Can't. She can't. She can't raise it. She can't.
But what have they done?
They taught you how to be someone.
No. They took the black man out of the house.
Of course. But
Okay?
your mother only raised you on what a man she think is supposed to. I was raised by my mother.
I was raised by mine.
My dad died when I was 2 months.
Mhm.
So my mom raised, and I told her straight up, Mom, you taught me on how to be someone, but you did not teach me how to be a man.
Your mother, my mother, I'm going to say this. I can't speak on your mom, but my mother, I feel my mom raised me to be the type of man she wanted.
That's what I meant.
Okay.
Exactly.
You okay?
Or what she expected.
Yeah, what she expected.
Mhm.
Okay. But yet, a woman can't teach a man how to be a man, bro.
I already know.
You can't.
I'm raising my 18-year-old daughter,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been having her since she was 4.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 14, 15 years I've been raising my daughter. And the first thing I say to anyone, and I tell it to my daughter, I can't teach you on how to be a woman.
Right.
Or I can teach you on a woman what I expect for her to be. And I say that verbally. We speak it to her on the show. I never taught my daughter, and I'm glad she's a great woman. She's going to Tennessee State.
Mm-hmm.
Raised her well. We have our issues, but there's certain things that I can't teach you that. I don't know that.
But one thing you did teach her that you might not realize it is what type of man you are and what type of man I have daughters, and you cannot raise kids the way we were raised, especially when it comes to girls.
Yeah.
Okay? You can't. Because
Because
you remember, you are the first man your daughter gonna fall in love with.
facts.
Okay? So therefore, the type of man your woman bring home reflects you.
What would you say to a woman who is raising a child, but the father left?
Did the father leave or was the father pushed away?
He left.
He left.
Mm-hmm.
You know how they always say, women, y'all got that intuition. You know how women always say women got that women intuition.
I've heard that.
You've heard that? Oh, so you don't believe that. You heard it, but you believed it. You don't believe it. I'm asking you, a female.
I'm trying to see where your point is going.
No,
because
what I'm
I
sa-
always play devil's advocate.
Okay, well, if women have such good tuition, why didn't your intuition tell you this was going to be a no good Negro before getting involved
I think
with
they
him?
knew what it was, but I think I don't know, they thought they can change him into what they want that man to be.
Mm-hmm.
Because we talked about that before, because I think we're an accident baby,
Oops.
or oops baby,
Mm-hmm.
or a planned baby. Planned babies, y'all good. But I think we talked about it on the show. So I think the man who left, I think she was planning. But he wasn't in that. He didn't want that. So she tried to keep that baby for that relationship.
Well, it goes
If he
back to
leaves.
communication. It goes back to communication.
But that's what it depends on if he left. Maybe he was forced out.
That's
Let me
true,
tell you
too.
something. A man, if he got a good woman and he knows he's a good woman and he's a man, he ain't going nowhere.
He ain't going nowhere. Especially not leaving that child.
No.
He might
ain't
leave the woman, but I don't think
He
he'll leave that
ain't
child.
going nowhere.
I don't think he'll leave that child.
Okay? So that's why I said, was he pushed away? Now, yeah, you got some males out there that's not men. But a
Ain't a man.
man's man, when he meet a woman, he knows if that's woman marriage material or not. Because he's dealt with enough women to know what he want and what he don't want. Okay? Now, we're not going to play tick for tack, men against women. We all got issues. We all been hurt. Like one of my songs, Nubian Woman. I'm sorry that I hurt you. But remember, we've been hurt too.
There's a lot of healing that needs to
A
go on
lot
in
of
all
healing.
in our community.
A
period.
lot of
Facts.
healing.
It stems from
Homes,
slavery,
homes.
It stems from a lot, and there's a lot of unearthing that we need to do on both sides, you know, and we fail to realize that. And I don't think a blame game is a type of situation, but we all need to realize we all need to heal on all sides and all parts.
And understand our purpose,
Mm-hmm.
especially for men and women. But
Yes.
And that's the deeper root. That's the issue that we have to address.
Mm-hmm.
We really do. We have to address that. Because I was reading statistics, young black men that come out of a single woman household, I think it was 85 or 90%, they go to jail from that. But in a household with a father, it's not.
Yeah.
So we have to really address these issues and face the fact we can't do it alone.
no.
Mm-hmm.
We can't.
I think we can, but it's just I can say it's like impossible. It's just a small barrel, a
Okay.
percentage to where, it's less than better than.
You're a single father,
Yes,
raising your children.
boy and a girl.
Okay. You're doing it. But it would have been so much better if you had that helpmate.
Yes,
That's what I'm getting at.
yes.
I'm not saying it's undoable
And-
because
and-
there's times we got to do it.
And
you know?
be in that position, me being the man, I'm more fearful for my daughter than I am for my son.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter's much stronger, much mature,
Mm-hmm.
and I know she got it, but I'm really more afraid of her than my son. I feel
That's
like
just a
as
father.
a man,
That's a father.
I just feel like a man is going to figure it out. Not saying women don't. I'm not going to say it, but not saying women don't, but they're going to figure out. This is just me because why I'm the man, so I'm going to say my opinions and me being in that situation. They're going to figure out by themselves. I think women, they figure it out, but they need help to figure it out. Not saying they're dumb. It's just they're used as a security blanket to make sure, you feel what I'm saying? We get, as men, used in that position sometimes.
You should be worried about your son more than your daughter. Your daughter's got it. Trust me, she's got it. If you're saying that she's strong and she's got her head on her shoulders straight, here's the thing with women when it comes to being raised by a father. They got both sides of the coin. They know what the game is because you have probably told her what the game is. And she's got the other side from her mom. Your daughter's got it. So you shouldn't feel like she doesn't. Now, we all go through struggles and stumbles and everything just like everybody else. But your son, spend more time with him than your daughter. And not saying on that aspect like that.
What you mean?
But pour more of your knowledge into your son than your daughter right now.
I think what is me having daughters as a man, I think it's more of an issue of that protection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We want to protect our daughters.
We do.
You know,
It's a
that's
natural
all the girl.
instinct.
So it's not that we love our sons less, but boys gonna be boys. They gonna roam. They gonna do, and hopefully they don't make no detrimental mistakes. We all gonna make mistakes. But I understand his point, having daughters. It's like the hardest thing for me was, hey, I know I gotta let them go.
And that
She's
was
about to make me tear up.
Oh.
You gotta let 'em go.
It's funny because I'll tell my sons, because I got 2 boys and 2 girls. I'll tell my sons no quickly. But it hurts when I tell my daughters no.
Yeah.
Yo, let me tell you, coming from a daddy's girl type of situation, your daughter gonna be good. Your daughters are gonna be good. Pour a little bit more into your son because he's got to be the man of the situation. He's got to have the backbone. He's got to have the knowledge. Your daughter's got it, all of them, because, like I said, with you instilling your game to her, she knows how to play it. She's
she
playing
definitely does.
chess right now. She's making her moves. Your son, he's there. He knows what the chessboard looks like. He's got to know how to place things correctly, though. He has to know what position, where the rook goes, where the knight goes. He needs to know that. He can learn that from you better. Your daughter, she has heard what you have said, what you expect of her, what it needs to be put forth. So she's doing that with her femininity. It's meeting together.
Excuse me, Doctor. You have children?
I do.
You have girls?
I have 2 bonus daughters and a bonus son and 2 naturally born.
Okay.
I like that. Bonus.
I'm gonna ask you this question, but before I address it. As men, we're growing up. Even if our father wasn't in our lives, we had uncles or older cousins or something like that. Okay. They had always told us, this is how you treat a woman. You open the door for her. You pull out her seat, her chair. Okay. You don't mistreat her. Right. And I asked my wife this question, just like I'm addressing now. I said, did your mother ever teach you how to treat a man?
Yes.
A lot of women mother has not.
And that's correct.
Okay. They don't know how to treat a man.
And that's correct.
Because all they ever heard from their mother, this is how a man should treat you.
That is correct. And that goes back to what I said about, as a whole for society, we need to address everything.
Correct.
Everything needs to be addressed. I'm not saying, men have the answers to everything,
Right.
nor
Vice
women.
versa.
We need to go at this together. And that is the reason why I have my company, Let's Learn Love, because guess what? They never gave you a manual when you was
That's
born.
right. They sure didn't do that.
They never gave you a manual. So we need to figure out how to communicate effectively. We need to know how to make these bonds stronger. And we need to bring back our families.
And we need to learn how to deal with the mental state and the drama we went through as coming up as children.
I keep it.
Because if we look back, if you came up the way I did, they would consider that abuse today.
Facts. Yeah.
And there's a lot of mental trauma there. And we have to tell people, hey, it's nothing wrong
No.
to go talk to someone.
But back in the days, we felt it was taught not to go talk to no one.
Yeah.
Because our families back in the days was holding so many secrets.
Yeah.
And
Ooh,
once we
boy.
got older, this don't make no sense.
don't
What
make no
stays in the
sense.
house stays in the house.
This ain't Uncle Tommy, and Uncle Tommy's coming here, and Dad's not here. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just thought, okay, but as you get older, I can't teach my kids that. I have to teach my kids truth.
Yeah, but I used to get whippings because I asked too many questions.
Because I want to know, make it make
Yeah.
sense. I'm paying attention now. So make it make sense. I had to find out pretty on that what was told about my father. I was told that he drowned. Come to find out, me asking questions and really digging, come to find out he was murdered. So, it was like, hold on, this don't make sense. When I was young, it made sense.
Right.
As I got older, things don't make sense.
That's why I never lie to my girls.
I never lie to my kids.
If they ask, even if I don't know the answer, I say, well, baby, let's go. We'll find out
Yes.
together.
Yes.
But back those days, you asked a question and the elders didn't know. They felt intimidated or because they didn't know the answer. And it was easy for them to latch out their anger because they didn't know at you.
And as we get older, we're thinking, I know everybody who's in our age group would say, how when parents got in there was talking,
Right.
go in the room, y'all was talking about probably the secrets. That's why they want you to go in the room. Because I can talk to you, Sweetz, LA, whoever in my crib and my kids walk by. I don't care if I'm in the kitchen.
Right.
I can continue talking because I'm not hiding nothing.
Right.
But when it was like, shh, go in the room. You're talking about something that, you feel what I'm saying? So there was more holding secrets. So I'm more freely where I tell my kids everything because you're going to learn from me.
Yeah, what you hear.
You're going to you're going to hear it from me. You're going to see it from me before you hear it outside my house.
What your grandmama say, boy, get out my mouth.
You know?
Yes.
Get out my mouth, stay out of grown folk business.
Yes.
Exactly. I think like you said, it's more of, even now when I communicate with people, when they feel like it's a forceful situation, the first thing I say before I communicate with you is, what I'm about to say to you, I'm talking to you, not at you.
Right.
So if I say something aggressive, not mad. I even said to my kids, when I'm about to punish them or lecture them, what I'm about to say to you, don't take it personal. I'm talking to you, not at you. And we got to learn to communicate because we communicate sometimes with force and energy. Sometimes it's not what we say, but it's how we
Your
say
delivery.
it to deliver to someone so they take it offensive. That's why I don't like when somebody has an issue with me texting and I see a period. Let's talk. That's weakness.
Isn't that crazy
That's
how you can
weakness.
look at a text and still feel the energy of a text?
Facts.
Isn't that crazy?
It is. So if I see period, you and your feelings, I'm gonna call you. let's talk about this. I can't distinguish a situation over a text.
Yeah, one of my pet peeves in my house, I tell my girls, don't send me no text. Come downstairs, say, hey, Daddy,
kids-
me and my friends are going out. Well, okay, that's more personable. Well, my wife, she just text. No, tell her to come downstairs.
Tell my kids all the time, if you want something, don't text me.
Yeah.
Hey, Dad, can I? No, call me.
And maybe that's just the old school in us. Like I say, it's different nowadays with children, the way they communicate. Put it this way. I told my wife, I said, these devices here have taught us to communicate, but not to communicate.
Mm.
Because we're not really communicating with one another.
We're talking but not listening.
There you go.
We're using these as a mechanism. And I always say that to it's funny when my kids' friends come over and they do certain things, and I stand strong on what I say. Don't do that. My dad said not like that. Don't text him. It's like, if you want something from my father, ask him.
Ask him.
Don't text him. So they know that.
Yeah.
Don't. If I say a text and Dad, you don't answer him back, because I'm not going to answer back, because you know why. If you trying to force me to be, no, if I say, if you want something, if you don't ask me, you're not going nowhere, because you can't go nowhere if I don't text you back.
You know how our parents used to tell when we wanted something? They would come in the house and the house clean. What you want?
Oh, man.
Remember that?
It's so funny. I just said prior to us doing this, my kids just received their license. They've been driving. So Saturday is what? Well, I don't know, most custom homes, we clean up on Saturday.
Right.
So I got in kind of 4 o'clock in the morning. So I got up at 7 to use the bathroom, but I'm smelling household things.
Products, right.
So I get in there, my daughter's up walking around. She said, Dad, don't my bathroom smell? Now you're inviting me into, don't my bathroom smell like cleaning utensils? I said, yeah, I'm doing the clothes now. So then she started mopping. So I said, what's up?
Yeah, you knew
So on. Nothing, Dad, we just want to feel like cleaning. So my son come up, yeah, Dad, when we don't do it, you cry about it. Then when we do it, I said, no, y'all want something.
That's a
About 10 minutes later.
Reverse psychology.
Dad, since we got our license and you said that we could use the car when we want to, can we?
Yeah.
We going Christmas shopping, so it's just funny that you say that, and we did the same
You
thing.
know,
So
it comes.
it's just, so that's when you know that you're on the right path. And also, not just in my home, we want to, spread the love outside so we can make your home better.
Yeah.
I found out I've been searching for friendship. I've been searching for love in all the wrong places, when all my love and friendship is right there in my home.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? I go outside looking for this, go outside looking for that. When everything is right here in my home, and I'm trying to bring a negative something out there inside my home and mess my home up. No.
That's why
all my energy, my love is inside my home.
That's why
And it's inside your home too.
Protecting your space is important.
Very important.
When they say certain things, mean it and say it. And please make sure that you understand what we're saying.
Yeah.
So, Sweetz, what's your next project? Who you plan to work on?
Well,
with next?
we just released a song produced by Corey Moe called Blindfolds. I got a singer out of Houston by the name of Machelli on it. And we released it last month. It's doing well. So we're in the process of getting ready to shoot the video for it, either at the end of this month or the first of the year.
Gotcha.
And it's very ironic. The song is really dealing with what we're talking about now. As people, we got to take off our blindfolds and really see what's going on and knowing who you really are.
Facts.
Because there's more to you before slavery that they don't teach.
Yeah,
why they want to take all this stuff out of the schools? Come on now. See, this is why they keep me out of places, because I ain't going to bite my tongue. Ain't no music playing, I ain't going to dance.
I went to the African American Museum. I went to DC last, and just reading those things, it really pissed me off because it talked about how we were before we came into slavery, and what we owned in the countries and the things that we did, and they tried to strip that from us.
They did strip it.
They didn't try. They did.
They did, but come to find out, we helped a lot.
Yes, we did.
Yes.
So we can't just say, we handed them, they just put that on. We handed them the keys, and that's why I said it like that.
We didn't know how to fight. We were scared to fight.
It was before the fighting, though.
Because we was fighting physical instead of fighting with our mouths.
If you go to that museum and read some of the stuff that I read, it will piss you off.
We were too trusting. Too trusting.
Do you know slave trade actually started with Africans? Africans for Africans.
I I knew that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we allow them to come in. That's why I said it's a lot that you have to do.
You
That's
want to
the
open up this book of
CRCT.
worms.
Yes,
Hmm.
it's a lot. It's a lot, and that I'm very much into history and learning and trying
Me
to
too.
do. So, I would always put that charge on us to find out where we started and how we started
Yes.
as a people.
You're standing on the land right now. All of us didn't come from Africa.
Mm-mm. I came from Boston, Massachusetts. Nah.
No, seriously.
No, I'm serious. I know.
Seriously.
That was something else that I learned. I was with my cousin this week, and he showed me pictures and this and my great grandfather and stuff like that, and what they did was outrageous. And
I'm pretty sure.
And it makes you angry, but it makes you want to give the future a better hope than what we came from. And that's my charge as a person. Always leave the generation behind us better than us.
Like you say, they're playing chess. This was put in the works 400 years or longer. We want it now or next week. We got to learn to plan. Because right now, what I'm doing, it ain't about me. It's about my children's children. I'm trying to leave a legacy and teach them.
Yes, correct. That's why I followed you and said, you've been in the game for a minute, and for us, you never gave up because you're still in the game.
Yeah.
Feel what I'm saying? A lot of people done gave up because, I ain't getting enough money, or my management was wrong. You blame it on someone else when it's always you.
Yeah.
You know how many shows Snap Judgment done did? I never gave up, or how many people I dealt with. Just I'm not doing this for no likes. I'm not doing this for no money. I'm doing this for the sake of love and my kids' kids. You feel what I'm saying? It's not even about the money, but it's about the message, the opportunities that they will have because of what I am setting. And it's just, and I appreciate you and what the longevity that you still instill in doing this. What makes you stay?
It's funny. People that know, like yourself, how long I've been doing this, they be like, your time coming, one day you're going to make it. And I look at them and say, what makes you think I haven't made it?
Yeah.
Yes.
What other artist that can go and put out his own material, put his own money up?
Yes.
His face is seen across the country, across the world. I have made it.
Facts.
Now, I might not have made it to what you think being made is.
Correct.
These bigger artists. I'm not going to call no names because I don't like dropping names. But time you need something, I'm able to provide for you.
Correct.
So in my eyes, I have
I
made
can go
it.
I can go where I want to, when I want to.
Do what I want to do.
And that's when it made me think of success, of when you just want to be a star. And I don't think I'm a star now. I don't think I'm a star, but I'm successful. I can do what I want, get what I want, do what I want. I can make decisions on if that's good for me, not doing it because of the money. Might not be 1 million fans out there, but trust me, I got strong 1,000, 100 fans that will follow me. Is more strong than 1 million fans because half of the fans I don't even know.
Yeah, see, this is what OG Sweetz is about. Even though I'm in the music industry, this is what I bring forth in my music. You'll have people say, well, you need to make music people like. No, I make music I like. If you like it, so be it. I'm not going to make what you like. Because what you like,
could be God.
I might not even know nothing about. So I can only rap about what I know about or sing about what I know about, my experiences. My daughters, I teach them, I'm an entrepreneur. I have 2 corporations. And I remember having the conversation with my daughters at dinner one time. My oldest daughter, she was talking about she wanted to be a doctor. Her mother's a Spelman graduate. And I told her, I said, well, listen, baby, I ain't got nothing against going to college, okay? But your father has 2 corporations, and I barely got a technical degree. And for me to go out and hire somebody, I'm going to want them to have a degree. How stupid is that? Now, I want to put it in perspective for you. Now, you say you want to be a doctor. You're talking about going to Howard. Okay, baby. Let's I'm a numbers guy. All right. That's 60 plus a year for 4 years. And then you got to go to medical school after that. And she said, well, I could take out loans. I said, okay, perfect. All right, you take out loans. You finally get that piece of paper. Okay? You hang that piece of paper on the wall, whatever, your master or whatever. I said, I got friends right now that's got that master hanging up on that wall and can't even get a job in what they went to school for.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you're going to have to go find a job
Pay back some loans.
in a field that you're not qualified in to pay back a loan for the field you got that piece of paper on. Now, me, I would rather take that money I'm going to spend on you a year than you to find a business, something you want to do. And I'd rather invest in you to where you become your own business. And that's what my oldest daughter done. She's graduated from cosmetology school. I'm so proud. I got to tell this story. My kids know it ain't no Santa Claus, okay? But, you know, I got girls. So I always tell them, well, Daddy, get you one expensive gift. You know, my baby girl, Amanda. I said, baby, what you want? This was some years back. She said, Dad, I want a PS4. I said, okay, I know that's about $400-500. So I asked my oldest daughter. I said, baby, what you want? She said, Dad, I want a lace front wig. I said, what the hell is a lace front wig? And this is how I talked to my, what the hell is a lace front wig? She said, it's a wig. I said, wait a minute. How much do they cost? She said, they can cost up to $2,000. I said, $2,000 for a damn wig? And it's going to end up in the corner in your rooms? I ain't paying no, you know. So my wife came to me. She said, baby, I understand how you feel, but this is something she really wants. I said, okay, I tell you what. Whatever I spend for Amanda, I give her the same amount because I don't treat my girls different. So she went online, found a wig, found a young lady to install it, came back home. Daddy, what you think? I said, it's nice. And she said, Daddy, I can do this. At 15, she started making wigs.
That's what's up.
And she has her own business. I'm so proud.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Teach your kids entrepreneurship. Then I do understand everybody can't be the boss.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there got to be some Indians. Everybody can't be chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to instill that drive in our kids.
Yes.
Yes.
Don't
Start
let
from home.
nobody else set your destiny. Set your own destiny.
Start
Because
from
the
home.
way they see you can be a lot smaller than what you see in yourself.
And shout out to my son. My son did that.
Yeah.
He started a clothing line before he graduated high school. And, you know, he posted something online the other day talking about, you know, shout out to those creatives that have the mindset to do something
Mhm,
other than follow the
The trend.
trend,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm proud of him. Yes, he is still going to school. He's going to GSU. Oh, and my money next month. But you know,
Know how it go.
he decided to finally go. He stayed out for 2 years, but he did dual enrollment and all that,
Mm-hmm.
and he wanted to see how the move and flow. Now he is going to enhance what he already has.
That's what's up.
You know, and he felt like he wanted to enhance that. He didn't feel like, you know, it was something different. He's just going to learn more
Yeah.
tools.
You definitely have to teach your kids different, more than just one hustle.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You got to, because we did more multiple hustles. You got to
Yeah.
teach them different things. And prior to those, and give shout out to all those young entrepreneurs out there
Yeah.
who are doing that, who are doing hair, but still want to pursue nursing
Yeah.
and things like that. It's because you are our next generation. So if
Yeah.
you're watching, keep doing it, because trust me, you might not get no, you're not doing it for likes or comments, but young kids are paying attention to you. You're just probably not it right now. Trust me, once they go through their little phase, they're going to follow you.
Let me tell y'all something. I'm a certified diesel mechanic. Can't find a good mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
If you, right now, if I had a decent A mechanic that I don't have to watch his back, I would easily pay him $50 or $60 an hour.
You hear that? On Damn the Cat Podcast,
Easily.
we're giving you a job right now. If you're listening, you know
Easily.
anybody who's a mechanic. He's
No,
offering
I'm
you a
not.
job
I'm
right
just telling them, as a mechanic, as a diesel mechanic,
Mm.
you can make that kind of money.
now. Pick up a trade.
Easy. Pick up a trade. You see, they took trade out of schools.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
They took the why?
They took a lot of important things that we need. Not
because
what we want, but we need out in this world. for us.
because they wanted workers and not thinkers.
Correct.
Mhm.
Correct. Correct. Yes.
Like I say, this is bigger than us.
it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely bigger than us.
And for all those entrepreneurs out there who are setting their goals up for their children, not just Sweetz, not just Dr. Sand, or just myself, we have to give our children more things to do because there are no, like we said, there are no trades in schools. YMCA is not open like they used to be. Like there's no one out there to teach our kids on how to be entrepreneurs. They're teaching us how to be workers.
Yeah.
They want you to come there. But give your kids the opportunity, open up businesses and give your kids their jobs.
Yeah.
You ain't got to pay them like McDonald's is paying them because that's why they're going to go to McDonald's more than they work for you. But you're setting them up for success for their own business in life. Give them a couple $. I mean, I'm glad I opened up my business for my kids.
And it's tax deductible. See, a
And
lot
it's
of people don't know. You got a corporation, you can hire your kids.
Facts. Oh, my kids work for me.
And we have to learn the game.
Yes.
All of this is a game. Now, I'll play your game, but you can't get mad when I beat you at it.
Ooh-wee.
Chess.
What?
Chess.
What?
I told you chess.
You better keep a pocket full of some quarters.
You remember when we was kids, we had a great imagination.
What?
We did.
Go out and play. We could just go out and
We
play
can make
for
up. We can make up. We make up games.
But nowadays,
Football and
Red Rover or just, what game is this? I'm going to teach you. And what? Hide and seek?
they don't want the kids to imagine.
What
Baby,
kids do?
I want you to imagine. You imagine you figuring that out.
Correct. Or imagine you having that or doing that. It's going to strive you. They took all that from us.
But this is what OG Sweetz is about. It's not about just the music. Like I say, I'm a man, and I have morals, and I'm going to stand on them.
That's my man.
OG Sweetz, I have one final question though.
That don't mean
For
I'm
me.
answer it. No, I'm just joking. Go
That's true too. You have that right.
Go ahead.
But I need to know about Willie D. I just do. Because I love Willie D.
Willie
I love
D.
what he
me
stands
tell you
for. I
something.
love his Willie D, if you're watching this, shout me out,
Willie
please.
D.
I love you. I love the Ghetto Boys. I've loved y'all since I was never mind.
Let me tell you. Willie D, when we did the song, he's on a song of mine called Government. I didn't know Willie D. Corey Moe, my producer, he knows him. And he was like, well, do you want me to reach out to him? I said, no, because when I do business, I like doing business. I don't like going through somebody else. Didn't know this man from Adam. I hit the man up on Facebook, told him what I was doing. He called me. We chopped it up, and he knew that Corey was doing the song, so he knew that it was serious. And Willie D is definitely a man's man. He's cut from a different piece of great fabric. He's going to tell you what's on his mind. And you can't do nothing but respect the man. And I thank him because it was an honor to have him on my project. Willie D, come on now.
Dropping on 54
Willie
Ds
D,
Read these Nikes. Yes.
good brother.
Peace out to all the
he's
all
good,
the Houston
brother.
love, the Texas
Yes.
love,
And-
Fifth Ward B's on them.
And I have to say that too because my husband is from Houston.
Oh,
so-
H-Town. I love
yeah,
Houston,
he,
man.
He is H-Town up and down. So,
Willie D, that was a very memorable experience. The
Yeah.
brother, he told me at the end when I dropped him off at the airport, he said, Sweetz, if folks handle business the way you did, we wouldn't have no problem in this music industry.
You know what it is.
That's
You heard
what
it.
And that's what we got to do. Handle your business. Stop trying to scam folks. Somebody pay you to do a job.
Do it.
Do it. And if you don't do it and you smell their cologne, you can't get mad.
Heard that? You heard that, OG? Oh, so before we leave, where can they get in contact with you?
You can go to my website, ogsweets.com. That's SWEETZ.com. I'm on Instagram as Sweetz, SWEETZATLOG. But you can just Google OG Sweetz and you'll find all my links. All my music, I'm on all the platforms. Check your brother out. If you want some real good music, hip hop that's with a message, you need to check your boy out.
You already know. Any shout outs before we leave?
Man, I want to shout out, first of all, to my family, my wife and daughters, for supporting me You know, you got to have a team. I want to shout you guys out.
I
My
appreciate
girl,
you.
Carissa Scott, Rodney Lundy. You know, because you can't do this by yourself, man.
Yeah.
You gotta have a team. You can, especially being so-called independent. You gotta have a team. But once again, y'all need to stop scamming motherfuckers.
You heard from OG.
I'm serious. If you can't do something,
Don't
say
do
you
it.
can't do it. I ain't gonna be mad. I can respect you more. You say, OG, I don't know how to do that. I can respect that. Then you telling me I can do this. And I'm not speaking of anybody in general. I'm just speaking of the culture.
You know who you are.
especially here in Atlanta.
Oh, yeah. The humble
Scam city.
scammers. Yeah.
Atlanta ain't Atlanta no more.
Fat
No,
man.
it's not.
Nah.
And I'm serious. I stand 10 toes on this. It's cause karma, it ain't got no deadline.
Mm.
Remember, you heard that from OG Sweetz.
Shout out.
Shout out to you for holding it down for 2 weeks.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. You know doubt.
I appreciate that. While I've been
Of course.
gallivanting across the United States.
That's what we're here for.
Yes.
It's gonna be your turn soon, so I'm gonna say the same thing soon.
Yes.
I
yes.
want to give a special shout out to Ever Vision, my man
Yes.
Big Lack. Appreciate y'all, man. You already know what it is. City View Sports Bar. They need to come out 7 days a week. Come check us out. Other than that, man, we're gonna be here next week, same
Yes.
time, same place, different topic, different views.
And guess what?
What's up?
I'm announcing my class, Fucking After 50.
Fucking at the fit. That's what I'm talking
It's
about.
a class.
It's a class?
It's a class coming.
Oh, hell yeah. Better tune in next
Oh,
week.
Yes.
Lord.
Know what it
Wait
is,
a
baby.
minute.
Spotify, YouTube, we in the building, man. Love y'all.
50
One love.
pumps.